Hello everyone, this is Steven with SG Saber Design, and today, as you can see, we've got a big one. This is an SP Sabers Crimson Menace full staff. This is an incredibly heavy, this is the solid steel one, well, not solid steel, but might as well be. This clocks in, fully installed with the metal blade plugs and everything, and batteries in it, at a full 5 pounds. So even though it has a cover tech, I don't expect this to be on anyone's belts anytime soon. So this was sent in by Nicholas to have this installed, and let's go ahead and take a look at what we've done. Or let's go ahead and look at the hilt first. This is, I'm going to try and do my best. My camera does not zoom out any further than this. So we're going to try, this isn't going to look really great once I have blades in it, but we'll do our best. So this has a power switch here and an aux switch here. It has metal blade plugs on both ends. Once again, over here we've got our power and our aux. We chose to do it this way so that because Nicholas thought he'd keep this as a saber staff. That way, you know, if you're holding it, you know, one hand in the middle, you'd have access to both of your aux switches to do clashes, things like that. Now, I do not have this fully clocked correctly right now. You can see if you tighten it, our knobs are not quite set, and I'll show you how you would do that shortly. I'm not 100% sure how you get that to work right, but I'm sure there are videos on it. So let's go ahead and take a look. He wanted this set up as a saber staff, so that's what it's set up right now. Unfortunately, the way this one is designed, it's one or the other. It's not hard to switch, but as you can see, right now we've got, you really can only have, if you got it set up as a saber staff, you've only got one usable at a time. Because of the way this plug is designed, there's nothing holding your chassis in on this side while you've got this one set this way. So let me just pull that out real quick and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So basically we've got this spacer in the middle that has some small channels for your sound venting, and then you've got a giant bolt with a nut that holds these two pieces together. Now if you want to use these separately, here are the pieces for that. Basically you would just unscrew this bolt here. 8mm hex wrench did not come with this set, at least as far as what was sent to me. So you would take one of these off and put it in this, you know, between here and there. So you would have bolt, plastic, and then this piece, and then the nut. And then you'd have two of those, and those go in like that, and that would be what the end of your saber looks like. So to use this, let's go ahead and, first of all, you've got a little spacer, and this is specifically to keep this nut or this end, regardless of if you've got it set up for a single one, this bolt sticks further in, and I did not want that touching your speaker. So this can hold that from touching the speaker. So we can slide our chassis out, and these are, even the reason they're so heavy is these are thick, very thick steel, which does not leave a great deal of space on the inside for the chassis. It's basically a 1-inch chassis, or it's about a 1-inch chassis. So got our 18650 battery, Proffie 3.9, kill switch, stock V4 emitter. Got two neopixel not emitters, but switches, and got a KR Sabers 22mm speaker in the bottom, and we've got two 10-pixel strips right here. So let's go ahead and take a look. So the way this was kind of designed was, the idea here was kind of like the mall saber staff here. Got your blades coming out. We got some greebly work done by Mark Ryan. Unfortunately, not a whole lot we could really do, just because I needed the channel for your thumb screws. Sorry about that. Got the camera set back as far as I can, and it's not wanting to stay. Okay. Basically, we've got our channel for thumb screws here. So that's how you're going to line this up. And then we have a flat space required for your switches. And obviously we have the space taken up by the rest of the components. So this is what I would call chassis number 1. It's got the black saber and the red knob. And over on the other side, it's got another, right over here. One of those, and sometimes you just have to kind of smack it a little bit. And as you can see on this side, we've got a red saber and a little bit different greebly work up here. And I was just referring to this as chassis number 2. Really functionally no different. I do have a very slight difference in the program on this one and this one, but it's very slight. There's really only one difference, so not a big deal. So let's go ahead and put these in. So, like I said, you've got, as you can see, it's very easy to see, you've got these thumb screws sticking in. So what you're going to do is find this channel right here, or just line up your switches with the switches here, and slide it in until it's in that far. And it'll start, and you'll see your switches now light up. And this goes in like that. And then we can screw on one end of the connector. And do be careful tightening that on. I tried my best, but not paying a whole lot of attention when I initially went to tighten this whole thing together. It sliced my hand open pretty bad. And I did use some Scotch-Brite pads to try and remove the burrs a little bit, but I can still feel that there's some sharp edges on those threads. So just a word of warning, just be gentle with it. Then we line up that channel. And this, you can see there's a notch here that goes on the thumb screw right there. And then we can put this monster together. This is difficult to do in front of the camera. Hold on. Sorry about that. All right. So, to clock this, basically you take this piece apart, just loosen it a little bit, and just make small turns and then tighten it up. Unfortunately, it does not have a lock washer or anything, which I really think it would benefit from. And I went through my whole set of parts and washers and nuts and everything out there, and I could not find one that would quite fit over that bolt. So if you can find a thin lock washer for a, I guess a M6, well, Yeah, it's a, I don't know what size that is. It uses a M6, an M6, I guess, for some numbers on it, but maybe just take this piece to a hardware store, see if you can find a lock washer that'll fit over that and still fit inside the opening that's in those pieces. And then once you get it tightened in place, it'll stay. If it's not tightened, when you tighten this up together, it's going to loosen one side, which makes it kind of a pain to take back out. I've had to a couple of times after putting it together, had to basically unthread that nut the entire way by just twisting them that way until the nut came apart, and I could pull the whole thing out and then use a pair of tweezers to turn the plug out. So just a word of warning. Once you get that set, maybe put a drop of Loctite on there and you'll be set if you're going to keep it as a saber staff. But that's not something I'm prepared to do to someone else's saber, just because you might want to change your mind and, you know, display it separately. But okay, so as you can see, we've got what I've got it set up as in standby. The activation buttons blink off then on, and these blink on then off, or vice versa. So depending on how you turn them on together, they might match up, they might not. As you can see, they're not right now, but so turn on, and I have this turned way down at the moment, so hang on. I'll turn that up in just a second. So once it's on, you can see they're all solid, and you can see you have no shine through with the included blade plugs. So you go ahead.
Tell me, is it the chosen one? Enter volume menu. Yes. Exit volume menu. Avenge us. Enter volume menu. Maximum volume. Exit volume menu.
Okay. And for a saber staff that's only got these tiny little holes for sound venting, honestly sounds pretty good.
Tell me.
So
Is it the chosen one?
let's go ahead and put in some blades. This is a 1.5 millimeter hex.
Will avenge us.
And here's your included blade plug, solid steel. And I did make very careful to make sure that that could not touch your blade pins. Blade pins I kept down probably right about here, so that there's no way this can hit. As I had recently a Ezra staple gun saber that has a metal blade plug similar style that was installed previously by someone, where this actually touched the pins. The owner had pulled the blade plug, or not pulled this out, but pulled the kill plug key out of it and immediately saw the smoke. So learned the lesson there. Sometimes if it's going to be close, I'll 3D print a little cover and put that over there so that it can't hit the metal, but there's no way this is going to touch your blade pins. So let's go ahead and put in, let me take my short blade over here, and just put that in until it's on the pins, and tighten down. And we flip this monster over. Oops. Try and keep these both on the same sound font for the moment. I do have both of them set up with the same program so that as you switch, they will stay. Nick wanted to have a bunch of saber staff type sound fonts So that's what we've got. So these are meant to work together. Okay, so we've got a short little test blade on this side, and got a 32-inch blade over here. And this is this does take a 7/8 blade. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this for the moment. I know we're kind of off on our clocking, but that's the way it's gonna have to be for this demo. So let me turn this around so I can hold it better. Okay. And I missed on this side. Just 1 second here. Okay. So as you can see, we got our both blades lit up.
Tell me, is he the chosen one? He is. He will avenge us.
So to change to the next font, we're gonna hit both these at the same time.
At last we will have our revenge.
Now, if you hit these together, like I said, the fonts are the same, so it should sound together. I mean, hit one and then the other, you're going to hear both things separately. But
Their destiny should be trusted to the Force.
so now you see we're not on a mall font. Now I've got these flashing blue.
General Krill.
Now here's the one difference between these two sabers. We've got a Ponkrell font here. You see on one side we've got green and the other side the blue. As far as I know, that's the only saber staff that used different colors. If I'm incorrect, that could be. I'm not a scholar on this at all, but that can be easily changed and added. Let's got Seethe from Grayscale.
Master wouldn't do it.
Mace. Vader.
Greed can be a powerful ally.
Gotta have Qui-Gon if we got Dooku, or not Dooku, but if we've got Maul, gotta have Qui-Gon, right?
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
There's Kenobi.
If you're not with me, then you're my enemy.
Anakin.
Kylo Ren.
Kylo looks pretty cool as a saber staff with that flame blade.
I wondered when you would return. Count Dooku. Asajj Ventress.
We could have Ventress as well. She can put hers together.
Kenobi. Kenobi.
And as you can see now, my lights are synced up. So, that's pretty much the extent of, you know, what you need to know about this. Like I said, this is a 5 pound. I haven't weighed it with blades. It's just a massive saber. I'm gonna go ahead and take out these blades so I can get it at least partially back on screen again. Okay. Now, Nicholas, if there's anything you want added, changed as far as fonts, please let me know. Whoops. But I will get this, otherwise I will get this in the mail right away so that you can enjoy it. So, like I said, we got 2 separate sets of Greebly design, both done by Mark Ryan. Not a lot of space on these because of the slim interior on this, but I think they both turned out great, and I really hope that you enjoy it as well. If anyone else has any questions, comments, please feel free to leave them below. You can always contact me at sgsaberdesign.etsy.com, send a message, and I respond very quickly to all those messages. Everyone, have a great day, and may the force be with you.